We've tried just about everything here with the Growlers in this series, and nothing has worked, which is why we're going to keep going, at least for a little bit longer. Now, I've talked about this as well on Twitter and Twitch, but when it comes to, what series we're going to be doing next and everything, again, I'm trying to get the roster editing done that I need to do. We're going to start up a series. There'll be no created players for that series, though, unless you guys want to wait another couple of weeks, because unfortunately, the most recent roster update for NHL 21, it's not good, in my opinion. From horrible prospect ratings to obviously already established players, it's a bit of a nightmare. But yes, in the next couple of weeks, there will be the start of a new series. I'm very excited for that one. But in the meantime, we have to keep marching on here with this team. Otherwise, it's going to be a real lack of content. Anyway, let's take a look at what this squad is going to be for the upcoming season. And I think it's pretty obvious. In goal, we're going to just have to hold on to the same group of disappointing individuals that we have had for a few seasons now. So hooray for that. Go ahead and hold on to everybody there. Defensively, I think I do kind of regret letting go of Sean Bates because, God, does this defense look even worse now on paper. I mean, God, that's just been the one thing. We have not been able to add this top-notch defenseman. It just sucks because you think about Bates and it's like, oh, okay, at least the overall would have been nice. But then you recall how he plays, and the answer is very poorly for someone who was listed as an offensive defenseman when he certainly shouldn't have been. Let's go ahead and sign Nguyen here. Again, we're going to go with Nguyen over Win. Yeah, deal with that one. But let's get everybody signed. Let's get this team set up. Bring back all of our RFAs that we need to bring back at least. And like I said, I think the big thing this offseason, aside from re-signing Zach LaRue to a ridiculous deal, the big thing this offseason is going to be finding that coach that gels the most with this team. I don't know who that's going to be, but we really desperately need to find that one coach that can somehow get this team to play at its utmost potential. If we don't find that, then I just don't know how far we're going to make it. I guess we'll see this season. We're going to see this through. Maybe again that defensive first style is the way to go. Last season we tried to get people into the lineup that are a little bit better on their feet, and we found no success with that whatsoever. As frustrating as that was, of course, we did add Sauve. The big question will be, I think, for him is whether or not we sign him or just wait it out for another season. Let's go ahead and get that big offer out to LaRue once more. It's going to have to be about $11.5 million for an 87 overall player, which is absurd, but we have no choice. Duchesne wants $2 million. Boucher wants money. A lot of these guys want money. Can't imagine why. Let's see. Leroy. Oh boy, we got a bunch of people rejecting here. Goaltending is sorted. The defense is not. Alright, so Leroy is obviously the guy that we need to get signed up here no matter what. And he's going to be expensive. Let's try to get Belmar back. A lot of these guys are going to be a lot more expensive than we would have hoped for. Honestly, we might have to let some of these dudes go for these prices. This is a very bad sign. Very bad sign indeed. 11-0, I don't know if we're bringing it back yet. I think we have too many people signed. Forward-wise, at least LaRue ended up signing. We also have Duchesne. A lot of players here. Robichaud will go ahead and sign this dude to his ELC. Who else can we really sign here that's worth it? Chevrolet. And Weber. Not that I like a low top six potential, but again, we're doing what we have to do. May certainly needs to be signed. The problem here is we're really running out of time to sign people, too. Let's go forward one more day. Somebody else rejected there. Not sure who it was. It was probably one of our better defensemen. Yeah, it's Leroy. This dude just doesn't want to sign. I mean, he does, like by definition, but for the most part, he just doesn't want to. Let's say we end up re-signing him. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the AHL is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, no. So we can't really fit Levino into this team anymore. So 7th round pick in 2027. Fairly well-rounded, not great at much. He is going to be dropped. And then for the forwards, here we have 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 with Duchesne. And here again it would be 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh boy. Yeah, we gotta drop some people here. For sure. This dude's not gonna make it. Marc Ouellet. 7th round pick in 2034. The attributes are just horrific. He is nowhere close. Let's go ahead and drop him. Ray Kostopoulos at least still has a medium 9. So we're going to bring him back and just hope for the best. It would be his ELC. McIntyre. Adrian McIntyre. 4th round pick in 2027. Good physicality, but that's it. Going to go ahead and drop him. Unfortunately, after a long time on this team, I think we're going to be dropping Justin Gill. I mean, if that defensive awareness was a little bit better, he'd be a lot more valuable to us. All he has is the physicality. It's a tough call. 915 NHL games. It almost has a worse plus-minus than he does point total. Otherwise, I mean, DeAndre Funk, 7th round pick. 2031. We're actually going to go ahead and drop him. I might bring back Gill because it could be very useful on that 4th line. It's just a lot of these guys where we have to make kind of those tough decisions for who stays and who goes. One more look at the defense here, all expiring. Let's get another offer out there to Leroy. It's going to have to be about $10 million a season. It's just that is going to absolutely screw us at some point. Duchesne, we're going to have to go to like 2.5. Boucher, let's go to just about $2 million. Duran Delorier, you know, with these guys, we might as well just sign them all and then figure out who fits and who doesn't. Loshing wants a crap ton of money. Marquardt doesn't. Let's bring back Justin Gill. Yeah, he's not even looking for that much. And again, Kostopoulos, we have the offer out too. So let's see. Nobody rejected. All right, we're good. That took a lot longer than I was hoping to actually be able to lock everybody up to a deal. But hey, we got it done. Now we focus on the coaching staff. And this is the make or break point for us right here. Again, we've had an A-plus coach in Jacques Lemaire. It hasn't worked. We need somebody else. You do have an A-plus forward coach in Fragapane. Ezra Fragapane focuses on the offense. And then this generalist coach is a little bit more balanced. And then there's Papineau, who focuses on the defense and has a pretty damn good scheme fit for the core players, the very few core players that it shows there. So I think clearly we're going to fire Gary Schwartz. And right now we need to focus on these top 3. At least get them under contract. So we'll be sending out the big money offers here. But get them under contract. And see really what we can do from there in terms of trying to optimize this coaching staff. It's a bad situation that we find ourselves in here. So I'll tell you what. We're going to jump cut this. I will see you guys at the beginning of this season, preseason at least, and we'll find out if we were able to lock down these top-notch coaches that we desperately need. All right, we're back. Preseason, we're ready to go. The team is set up. Allow me first to introduce you to the new coaching staff of this team. All 3 of our targets ended up signing, and the best scheme fit, the best overall team chemistry belongs to one Ezra Fragapane at a 71. So initially it was a 65, and that was the best to begin with. And then we kind of made some slight adjustments that gets it up to a 71. I don't believe it would be better with anybody else here. I'm willing to do one more check, and if I'm wrong, I'm going to be very aggravated because that means I just wasted a crap load of time. But a 71 is still going to be the best that we can get, even with this A-minus goalie coach, who we'd never actually use as a head coach. He's actually not brutal, but You get the point. 71 scheme fit is the best we can do. It's probably the best that we've ever had, if we're being honest. Yeah, 63 for Zajac, and then 4 shits and giggles with Bergevin. I'll just go ahead and show you. It is a 56. So, yeah, Fragapane is our guy. We already have an offer out to a different goalie coach in the AHL. This is the team. I'm basing it off of best overall available, and then from there, the best line fit. So our top line to start the year is going to be one Philippe Réaume next to Zach Leroux, and Guy Boucher's back on the top line. We're going to see what the hell happens with this guy. He's been one of the strangest players we've had in this series. Second line, Cesar Duchesne, Wes Corazzini, and Jaden Hines. Third line of Cyrus Cogliano, who was very good last year, with Tim Orr and Jacques Lapierre. And a fourth line of Cole Huckins, Pascal Duchesne, and Aiden Hannon. So 3 + 1 + 3 + 1. Defensively, we didn't go with the best overalls available because I wanted to get a little bit of chemistry in there. So Hugo Laflemme will be with Antoine Brassard, hoping for some big improvement from him. Pierre Leroy is with Jacob De Silva, and Louis Deschamps back on the team with Raphael Oulet. So intrigued to see what happens there. OFD, DFD across the board. Goaltenders, we're going to start off with Cousineau and Geet. Penner is a healthy scratch. If players don't work out, well, they get dropped, and we call up other people, whether it be Gail Cracknell, Mauricio Moses, younger guys that are certainly on the cusp of deserving an opportunity. Defensively as well. I mean, Aaron Sim, Vandenbush, Keaton Kilger, especially, who I tried to fit onto the team, but the chemistry just wasn't there. Obviously, I think you notice at this point, the big issue is we end up with a lot of bigger two-ways or defensive defensemen who are, 6'4", 6'5". I mean, it's been kind of the one issue I'd say we've had across the board is, man, those skillful defensemen have been tough to come by. And even when we get someone like Sean Bates, who's supposed to be skillful, he wasn't. Jamie Morgan and Bernard Papineau are the goaltenders. Again, if someone doesn't get the job done, we make changes. A lot of good talent that's a healthy scratch in the AHL right now because they don't fit at the NHL level, and we're trying to get better chemistry up there. And, of course, in the AHL, we're trying to rely on seeing player improvements. So with that, we are at least going to sim a little bit into this season. Might not be the longest episode in the world, but damn it, I'm doing what I can. That said, the draft class as well, just to maybe potentially shout out to Philip Goalie, the right winger, being the number 1 pick, presumably, just to see if we have anybody to set our sights on. Nobody in the queue projected in the top 10. Of course, Ramuski's not available. Rian Naranda, Chicoutimi, Rian Naranda again. So there was not a single player from the queue projected to be in the first round. So Maxwell Glennie out of Cape Breton or Jabert Dubois, probably one of our top 2 picks. You got Mason Gianna, Cristiano Bales. So, it could be a decent first and second round, but no major game changers are on the way. So this is the situation. We need to win. Let's see if emphasizing, as if we weren't emphasizing a good coaching staff, but really putting the spotlight on the coaching staff, which is hilarious. Going with that extra bit of, I don't know if it's hilarious. It's hilarious to me because it's like, how much better can this coaching staff be? Really emphasizing the line chem. We'll see what our overalls happen to be for this season, and the answer is 85, 82, and an 80. Edmonton at 88, 81, and a 91. So our defense is competitive-ish. I mean, we're better than Edmonton, who aren't exactly running with any restrictions themselves, aside from being the Oilers and having to employ people who were good at the hockey game, good at the sport of hockey, and good at the game 30 years ago. You know what it is. Anyway, let's see what happens. The early season sim here, and we'll just kind of play it by ear and see what kind of changes we should make here once we're about a month and a half, 2 months into the season. We are on a downward spiral right now through November. It started off decently, but it is just falling apart here, crumbling. A couple of wins at the end of the month, but 10, 13, and 1. We're not that far off the pace, but obviously that pace is not going to get us into the playoffs. Goaltending. I am done with Cousineau and Geet. Just done. I don't even know if I want to give Penner a chance. Honestly, I think we just call up Morgan and Papineau. Although Papineau has been garbage in the AHL. I think we give Jamie Morgan a chance as our starter. I'm just done with the other options. Hugo Laflemme and Antoine Brassard are not working. Pierre Leroy and Jacob De Silva, not working. Before we mess up the defense, let's make the changes in goal. I feel like that's fair. It's easier to make those changes. So Cousineau and Geet, if you get claimed, I don't care. Let's call up Morgan. Neither of them got claimed because, of course, they didn't. They're trash. We'll make the changes in goal first. And if the defense still struggles, then we know it's the defense, perhaps more so than the goaltending. It's kind of how we'll play it, different ways to look at it here, I suppose. And Nick Russia will be the other AHL goalie now because I am just absolutely done with the other two. So we'll sim another month. Hopefully we've identified properly the goaltending is the main issue with this team. If not, at the end of this month, then clearly it's look at the defense, look at the forward core, and see what's happening. We have a point streak going that ended against Vancouver, but a much better start this month. And it ends on a bit of a low note, but 16, 18, and 3 as of January 1st currently sees us in a playoff spot. Not bad. How's the goaltending looking here? Penner with an 887, but Jamie Morgan's getting it done. You could argue if Penner should be done here too. Call up Papineau, maybe Russia, and just see if they're a little bit better at the NHL level. But clearly Jamie Morgan is our starter. He is the best option that we have. Defensively, Laflemme is obviously, 30 points in 37 games. 5-on-5 isn't great. Antoine Brassard's not ready for prime time. It would suck to lose that +3, but he's just not ready. And Leroy and De Silva, again, not overly happy with them 5-on-5. Deschamps and Oulet have been okay, though. I guess the question is, if we swap Brassard with De Silva, we get a +5 there, but again, Brassard's been terrible. So we have a couple of options there defensively. Again, Aaron Sim doesn't work out as well. We'd really want to be looking at like a DFD and like Darby, because some of these other two-ways just don't really fit. So you can kind of see what the issue is in goal and on defense. Forward-wise, Rayom, 28 points in 37 games is okay. Again, not the best 5-on-5 player, though. LaRue's been solid. He's our leading scorer. Boucher, pretty much across the board. Just the plus-minus numbers aren't going to be great. Boucher on 21 points, so it's pretty good. Duchesne with, 17's okay. Corazzini's been all right. Hines has been, I think that's just the big issue is right now, just 5-on-5. Those numbers are incredibly distracting, I would say. Aiden Handen's doing pretty well, though. I imagine he has power play time. So looking at this team, we're going to end things here. It gives you a look, though, at where we're struggling, what could be changed, and what do we attempt to do. Obviously, if we miss the playoffs this season, yet again, it's okay. Hope for development. Hope that we have, a bit of a steal of a draft, which could happen, potentially, maybe. Did anybody move up in the draft? The answer, not really. Glennie could be okay. Dubois, we have no idea. Gianna could be all right. Bales could be okay. It looks like it could actually be a pretty decent draft for us in terms of potentials, but then the question is, would these players actually develop? So, again, not ready to wave the white flag on this series just yet. We have a little bit more time, and that cup window, in theory, is still open. It's just, we got to get the right pieces in the right place. I just don't know if we'll be able to do it. Let me know what you think. Lineup changes and such. We'll sim the rest of the season if we make the playoffs. Next episode will be a playoff episode. If we miss, it'll be a draft episode. With that, I just wanted to say thank you for a wonderful 2020. A wonderful 2020. Is there such a thing? But thank you for supporting me this year on this channel. I do greatly appreciate it. Stay safe through the new year, and I will see you on the other side. And hopefully 2021 brings a Stanley Cup to Newfoundland.